An extended family. I have been sick. I know. I claim my, my minimalism and whatnot provides me safe haven from sickness. But whatever, I got sick. So I'm just getting over what I think it was actually allergies, sneezing, led into a nasal infection, throat, and then down into the lungs. So it's been a little rough this week, admittedly. But I can't really see it very well, but it's the Ancestry DNA kit, so I'm going to do that. I started my dream journal, which is part of my getting started with the initiation into the Golden Dawn or the mystery schools, if you wish. Um, I've been continuing to work on my mycology and attending to the doctors. I think I mentioned that I went to another psychiatrist, and instantly, of course, we talk about the dialectical behavioral therapy, and instantly, hey, let's put you on some antipsychotics. It's like, how about not? I didn't. I don't get what's wrong with these people. Yes, I have been through hell. Yes, I've been abused. Yes, I have suffered from substance abuse. Yes, I have suffered from, ADHD. I've suffered from complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Uh, you know, uh, Behaviors that would be included under the borderline personality scenario. But I don't think I need antipsychotics. Thanks. I did tell them that I used booze to get this far in life, even though it caused horrible blackouts and all sorts of other health issues. Um, so why don't you give me some bennies? That's what they call them, bennies. Because I'll take them when I need them. I don't want a daily drug, you idiots. Like, I just got off daily drugs. Like, what is I honestly cannot fathom the logic of these people, especially since I've done the research and I know that psychiatrists will tell you that there is no such thing as this brain chemistry imbalance situation. The MRIs that show people with schizophrenia with different brain scans is because they've been taking antipsychotics for years. So if I don't want my brain to look like that, I won't take the antipsychotics. Does that make sense? If Canada needs me to be on drugs so I can handle being around their insanity, um, I'm gonna sit this one out. Thanks. I don't need to be around a bunch of people who are on antipsychotics, SSRIs, um, you know, and then on top of that, the ones abusing the other drugs. And I mean, everyone's on drugs. Weezer got it right. Everyone's on drugs. This is Marley. Um, the other thing I've been doing is, because I've been sick, numbed out on pain or well, not pain medication, but Tylenol extra strength with cold and flu or whatnot, is I've been checking in on the adoption sites, on the adoptee websites and groups and forums, and yeah, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating to see so many adoptees now coming out, surveys being done, new research being done, basically all saying that adoptees would have preferred to not be adopted, or that they would have preferred to have their history known, or they would have preferred to be in an open adoption, or they would have preferred anything but a closed adoption situation. Uh, so that being said, I was on my anti-adoption site today, and someone had brought up group love, brave love, brave love. For mothers being brave and planning an adoption for their child. So I guess, and they're talking about how selfless and amazing, and oh wow, I could never do that. Why could you never do that, mother lady? And I did comment this, and it was erased almost immediately. But I commented, I said, that's because you're not a sicko. I could never imagine doing that. No, good for you. You are sane. Hold on to that. Good job. So, I understand that there's cases where adoption is almost without a doubt a necessity. But when I say that, I simply mean surrogacy, guardianship, people in families and neighborhoods and things like that stepping up to the plate, which is completely 100% a natural situation. Um, I don't know how anymore to bring people back to the basic logic and reason that people cannot attach the ideas that they need to see the harm they're causing with their ignorance and stupidity. So, I left some nasty messages on there. Basically just telling these people, like, okay, we're the adoptees. There's a whole bunch. There was other quotes that didn't get erased that weren't quite as rude, possibly, as mine, or maybe blunt. And anyways, the point being is that with the age of social media, there is absolutely no excuse for people to not know how bad adoption sucks. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. No, I'm not beating that dog. He's just it's a bit of a crybaby sometimes. But anyway, so there's no excuse. So, and then they want to get rude with the adoptees. Because why? Because they want to feel like a hero for causing me pain? Because that's the scenario here. Okay? You don't have to guess how it feels to be adopted. We are here. We exist, and we can tell you. Okay? And as I've gotten older, there's been pain. Night terrors, pain, bedwetting. You're put in a situation that's not for you. Mankind is arrogant beyond his belief in his thoughts that he can somehow do a better job than DNA, or he can do a better job than God. Okay? You want to fight science? Go nuts. You want to fight God? Go nuts. Pick one though. Both say you're wrong about adoption, right? So anyways, the epiphany of today was this very simple thing, right? I saw this organization. They're preying on vulnerable young mothers to get their babies and make money. That's it. That's what they're doing. There's no altruistic motive here, right? They sell that. Yeah, that's part of their sales pitch, but it's a lie. They only care about the money, and they don't care about the truth, because they wouldn't have erased my comments. Because although, I mean, I didn't use swears or this or that. I simply was blunt about the truth of what these people were doing and what they were promoting. But anyway, so what I started thinking, because I do follow political things as well, and I try to keep some of that. I try to keep this channel mostly about adoption myself, some spirituality, maybe a bit of poetry, because the political thing gets very dicey, especially when you're adopted and you're trying to find your own heritage and this and that, and you want to be able to do that And at the same time, you might be stepping on a few toes, right? You know, it's a little tough when you're trying to get to know your heritage, and there's a bunch of people outside of there saying, "Well, you're white, so you're a racist," or you're a oh, he's a man. Am I mansplaining to you? Dear Lord, these mentally ill people need to be put in mental hospitals. Adoptees, not so much. We just need our information, our history, the truth, and possibly a lifetime's worth of psychiatry, mental health therapy, if we so desire it, after what we've been put through. So the thought, the ultimate thought, and please tell me what you think about this in the comments. Now, I don't know if you folks are aware of this 4chan. But I mean, they've been around for ages, and they're, you know, there's some smart individuals, there's some crazy, like, it's a real hodgepodge, but they do some pretty amazing things. I mean, I've seen these guys solve crimes, I've seen them, you know, track down flags with only a picture of the sky to go to, all kinds of amazing things. There's definitely a wealth of information coming out of there, and a wealth of untapped resources. You know, I mean, who would have thought memes would be as powerful as they've become? But they certainly have. But what it made me think of today was when 4chan and these anonymous guys went over, and they were not loving the Scientology, so they went over there and they shut them down. Now, they have their grudge. I'm not going to get involved in that. I don't need to go up against Scientology because I just don't have the legal wherewithal to deal with them. And who knows? Maybe Xenu's the true God. Who's to say? So, what I am more interested in is turning around and rallying the angry adoptees and finding some way to do this for ourselves against these adoption industries. Because ultimately, through my own research, my own journey, my own observations, awareness of what's going on with adoption, it becomes pretty apparent and obvious that whether it be CPS, the government, private adoption agencies, they get money for the amount of kids they get. So their number one priority is to get kids. That's it. They have a quota, and they get bonuses for children. As many as they can get. Think about that, right? They get paid to take children from their families, or to get children relinquished from their families. That's how they make their money. That's it, right? Because once they drop that kid off, and they got the line of ignoramuses who haven't bothered to check with the adoptees, the millions of us online, to say, oh, is this how the adoptees feel about being adopted? Well, we didn't know that. Well, yeah, reform is coming down the pipe, and the way I see it is that we get together as groups and we annihilate them one by one. We just start taking them out. We inundate them with our comments. We inundate them with our phone calls. We inundate them with our letters, nonstop. We harass, you know, you got people outside of abortion clinics. Maybe I should stand outside the abortion clinic and say, you know, I'm the person you saved from an abortion, and then beat the shit out of them. Because some people do believe in spirituality. So ultimately, what I believe is that if there was not a vessel for me here with a mother and a father, or wanted, or a family of my own, that, kill me, abort. I mean, it doesn't take much brain science if you see an animal in extreme pain on its last legs to mercy kill. It's empathy. Empathy drives that. But unfortunately, I feel that our system and the people running it do not have empathy. It's been bred out of them. I don't know what they are, to be honest, because they certainly don't understand how a natural person feels, or the values that a natural person would have, like a mother and father versus money. They're not on the same playing field at all. I can't put a dollar value on a real mother and father. How? How do you do it? I know rich adoptees. Yeah. At the end of the day, what did they have versus my pain and agony? They got some money for it. Would they have rather have had a mother and father? Yes. Yes, they would have rather been with their family. They would have rather avoided all the developmental pain and agony and disruption in their lives. So that's my idea. We, as adoptees and angry adoptees, become like these 4chan people, and we simply utilize their methods to do what? Do what? Shut down the worst of them and utilize our voices to inform the people that are imminently trying to get a baby. Inform them, and the mothers that are imminently in danger, I'm going to call it danger, of relinquishing their child to the system. So, that's where I'm at today. I'm sorry I haven't been on. I've been sick. I'm going to try to get back more motivated, more focused. Let's stop adoption as it stands today. Let's reform it. Let's help the people that have been hurt. Let's get people counseling. And on top of that, as a group, let's come together. Because I know who I am now. And I know many adoptees. And I can say without any sort of doubt that nearly all of them have gained some sort of magnificence through that pain, right? They've been forged in fire. They're hurt. Some are confused. You know, they don't know. I mean, the more and more people I talk to about this, the more and more I see that this needs to end. You know, when I'm talking to 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, that the pain still has not gone away, or you know, something new has happened, a new phase of life that they suffer from without the family. So there's just nothing good about it. You know, at the very best, I'm gonna say, what? You know, maybe there's 10% of these things that are feel-good stories, but I assume that's only fodder for when someone comes to check up on what these adoption asshat pirates are up to. Anyways, leave your thoughts and comments in the thoughts and questions in the comments, ideas on what you think of this little plan, and yeah, let's just stop them. Let's act. I think it's time for action. So, thanks again. Love you all, and I'm sure there was probably something else I was going to do, but maybe my next video, I don't want to spit in this because I don't feel very good. I don't want to kill off the Ancestry DNA people with my Ebola or whatever the hell I've got here. But anyways, from the angry adoptee Brian James, peace out, and let's give ourselves some hope for some justice in the world. The justice we make for ourselves. Good night.